Hello everyone, welcome back to Code with Yusuf YouTube channel. This video is all about the MERN stack authentication using JWT, JSON Web Token. We will use access and refresh token in this video. Before we had a video for using JWT token, but in this video we will use access and refresh token, which is more secure than that. It will provide the security to use the access and refresh tokens. As you know that the token based authentication provide as a stateless mechanism. It is just that the token help with us in the security. Instead of traditional that we were using username and password, nowadays we use the token. What the token do, it is just provided by the authentication server to a user to use it to access a protected resources. Resources from the server. We are using tokens nowadays. This is for the security purpose. It helps us. In this video we will use access and refresh token. The access token is these are two tokens that we are generating. The access token is just a short-lived. It means that the lifespan of access token is just for 10 or 5 minutes. After 5 or 10 minutes it will expire. So whenever a user would like to access a protected route from the server, so he must provide a token. So the access if the access token was expired, then the refresh token is used to generate a new access token for us. Two tokens. First, the access one, which is just for 5 or 10 minutes, that are used to access resources from the server side, and the refresh token is used whenever the access token expire after 5 or 10 minutes. Then we are using the refresh token to provide or generate a new access token for us. Now in this video we will implement this logic to use access and refresh token. So let's get started. I have created this is the Visual Studio code editor that I have opened, and we have a folder. I have opened the folder. Right now in this folder I will create two apps, one for our server Node app, and the second one would be our front-end React app. So let's get started. I will move to the terminal. Open the terminal, control back tab. So in the terminal I will use npm create to create a React app. Press enter, so it will create a React app for us. So project name, we will name it like client. Just I will name it client. Press enter. We are using React JavaScript, and now let's move to the client. cd client npm install. It will install all the dependencies and packages. We will wait for it. The packages has installed. Now let's run our React app. So to run it we will simply write npm run do. So it will run our React app. Now let's move to this URL. Let's open it. Let's move to browser. See, this is default React app. So now let's move to install a few packages that we would like to use. Just simply let's move to the terminal, take a new terminal, and cd client. Here npm install bootstrap that we are using for the design, Axios, which is HTTP request and response library, and React Outer DOM, which is used for routing. React Outer DOM. These three packages. Press enter. These packages has installed. Now we would like to create our server side app, our Node app. So to create that, let's cd go back. After coming there, let's create a new folder. So I will create a new folder, name it server. Inside the server I will just, let's move to the cd server folder, and there let's clear the terminal, and here I will write npm init. What it will do, it will just initialize it, and it will create a package.json file. Let's package name, let's assign a package name which is like, I think so let's close it. We will use like npm init -y. So press enter. So the package.json file has been created. Now let's install those packages that we would like to use. npm install. The first one is the Express, that we will use the framework of Node.js. Mongo's Nodemon is used just to refresh our server side whenever we make some changes in server side app, so it will refresh that. And Mongo's Express cars, JSON Web Token, and also cookie parser. Press enter. So we will install all these packages. Yeah, the packages has installed. Now let's create a file inside this server folder. Okay, so we will name it like index.js. So inside this index.js we will write all our code, and now let's come here to make some changes in the package.json file. Let's close the terminal, and here we will add start. Okay, start Nodemon. We will just use that Nodemon. Index.js. Okay, we would like to use the Nodemon, okay, to refresh our index.js file whenever we make some changes inside our server app. And also to use import. By default the import is not working. Okay, for example, we are importing something, we use import, for example, Express from Express, so the import will not work. Okay, so for that we will add here type module. Okay, so then it will work. So these two changes we made inside package.json. Now we will start our coding. Okay, first of all I will move to our React app. So let's run our server app also. Okay, so to run the server app, for that we are simply using first of all I will just import all those the packages that we have installed. Okay, I will import those packages. So I have imported these packages. Now let's create an app. Const app is equal to Express. Okay, we will call the Express method. Now let's run our server app. Okay, so to run that app.listen, we will use this method and we will assign a port number. Okay, so for assigning a port number I will write the port number inside a .env file. Okay, so we will create a .env file now. So I will not use that file, okay, because that will make the video lengthy. So in this I will just simply write the port number like 3001 for example. Okay, in a callback function. Here I will just write console.log server is running, for example, server is running. Save it. Okay, now let's run our server side app. Okay, let's move back to the terminal, cls, and npm start. So it will start our server side app. Okay, C server is running. So now our both front end and server side app is running. Now I will move to the React app and I will simply create a registration page. Okay, to write the design of that. Let's come here to remove the default code. So I will just remove all this default code. Also remove these that we don't need. And also let's remove the CSS code. I don't need that. Remove all this code and come here to the app.jsx. First of all, let's create a new file and name it, for example, registration.jsx or AFCE. Okay, it will generate automatically code because I have installed the React extension. So after that we will use Bootstrap. Okay, so let's import the Bootstrap here. Import Bootstrap. I have installed the Bootstrap. Yes, /css/bootstrap.main.css. This is the CSS file of Bootstrap. And here in the app.jsx we will use React Outer DOM here. First of all, let's design the registration page. So come here to the registration. Here I will simply write the code for the registration file. Okay, HTML code. So this is the HTML, the registration form code, okay, that I wrote. See, simple HTML code with bootstrap design, bootstrap classes. First of all, a name field, email field, and password field, and two buttons. So and then I have imported it inside the app.jsx. Okay, so now let's check it. Okay, it looks like this. This is the design of registration page. Now let's design our login page. Before moving to the login page, we will just register a user. Okay, we will use registration form to register a user inside the database. So for the database we are using MongoDB. Okay, I have installed MongoDB Compass locally, which we can use locally for local development. You can also use the online MongoDB Atlas. So let's MongoDB Compass, open it. Okay, this is the GUI tool for that. Let's create connection. So this is the URL that we will use, and press the connect button. It will connect with the database. Okay, these are the databases that we have. So first of all, we will just pass the data from this front end to the server side app. Okay, so to pass the data, for that we need to first of all create two state variables, const name, set name is equal to use state. We will use use state hook, and I will duplicate them. And the second one would be email, set email, and the third one is the set password. Okay, so after creating them, now we will store the values inside these variables. Okay, whenever we write something in this input field for name, so I should store the value inside name variable. So for that, just come here, simple, we will call onChange event, create an array function, and here we will call set name. Okay, set name method, and we will just name it. Let's pass event e.target.value. Same I will do for other two fields. Okay, what it will do, it will just store the value that we are writing in this input field inside the new variable. And let's do it for email. Instead of set name, we will call set email method. And also let's do it for the password, set password. So after that, whenever we press this register or sign up button, so what we should call a function. Okay, for that, come here to the forum element, and here I will call onSubmit handle submit. I will create this function, const handle submit is equal to pass an event to that, e.prevent default submission. And after that, we will use Axios. Okay, Axios. So let's import first of all the Axios HTTP request and response library that we have installed at the start. Import Axios from Axios. Now let's use it. Axios dot we will use post. Okay, to pass the data. Axios dot /register. And sorry, we should use the server side URL. It is not an endpoint. That is http /localhost, then the port number. Okay, the port number that we have installed in index.js. Okay, this port number 3001. After that, we will just call register endpoint. Okay, we will create this register endpoint here in the server app. Okay, in the index.js. Then we will pass the data, name, email, and password. So after passing this data, we will get a result. Okay, so let's first of all console the result. Console.log result dot data. Okay, we will just print that dot catch error console.log error. If there was any error, print that for us on the console. So we have did everything. We passed the data to the register. Now let's create this register endpoint. Okay, so for that, simply come here to the index.js. First of all, I will just use up.use express.json. What it will do, the data that we pass from front end, it will convert this data to the JSON format. And also up.use, we will use cars. Later we will add options to these cars, but right now we will write like this. And now before creating register endpoint, we will move to create a model. Okay, for the user, for the Mongo database, we need to create a model. Okay, for every collection or table. So let's create a model. Just come here to the server side folder. Let's close the client server, and here I will create a folder models. Inside that, I will create a model by the name of, for example, let's name it employees or students. Okay, student.jsx. So inside this student, now we will just define the properties of a student. So I wrote the data for student model. Okay, it has 3 fields: name, email, and password. The type is string. Okay, we can add other properties also. For example, email should be unique. Okay, simply we can just add those properties like this. Okay, writing in the curly braces, type string, unique true, and default value, whatever you want. So you can add those also, but I simply write the type of these 3 fields. Okay, and this is the also we have created the student model, and we exported it. Okay, so now we will import this student model inside our index.js. We can also create a separate files for routes, okay, in controllers, but in this authentication, we have just 2 endpoints, login and sign up. I will write the whole code in this index.js file. So let's first of all import student model from /model/student. Now let's create a connection with the MongoDB. Okay, so to create the connection, we will use Mongo's object.connect, and here we will pass the URI. Okay, so for that, simply come here to the MongoDB compass and just right click on these 3 dots, connection string. After copying that, just come here back to our Visual Studio Code, paste it here. Okay, so now here at the end, we will specify the database. Okay, if the database was existed there, so it will use that database, otherwise it will create a new database. Okay, right now we don't have the school database. Let's name it school, for example. Okay, /school. So after that, now we will just register a user. Okay, so to register, for that we will use up.post. We will use /register route. Then we will get request and response. And here we will use a user model to insert a record inside the database, the student model. Okay, we will use this now. First of all, we will just take the values from this request. Okay, like const name, email, password is equal to request.body. So it will extract these values. So we can also use a library by the name of bcrypt, okay, to hash the password, but we will not do that in this video. I have already did that. Okay, in a separate video, you can watch that video. Okay, but in this video, I will just store the plain text inside the database. Student model dot create, then we will pass the values. Okay, name, email, and password. This means like this. Okay, name is equal to, with we can write like this. Okay, but both names are the same in the server side, in the database, and here in the front end. Okay, so we can simply write like this. That then we will get a result, a user. Okay, in the response we will get the user, then we will return a response to the front end. Okay, so for that response.json, I will just return like user. Okay, I will return the record of user, but in the real life application, we should not do like this. We will just return like login successful or something. Okay, whatever message you want, so you can return that. Catch error response.json return the error. Okay, so this was the code that to insert a record. So now we will try it. Okay, what happened? So let's check it first of all. Both yeah, there is an error inside the our frontend. Okay, in the server side app. Okay, we paste with an error. What it says, cannot find module student. Okay, imported from close it. Okay, student model. Save it, come here to the server side app. Yeah, the error is that student model. Okay, so let's rename it. Okay, I will just rename it to GS, not JSX. Okay, so let's save it now. Let's check it now. See again that the import did you mean to import model student.js? Yeah, absolutely. We should do that like student.js. So yeah, that is export name default. Let's move to the student, and here we should yeah, the problem was that we were not exporting it as default, so I exported it like this. Okay, export default student model like this. Okay, it's working right now. Okay, so now let's move to our front end and browser. Just come here, and this is our register. Let's move to the console. What we get in the result? Okay, we just insert name user, for example. Okay, so at gmail.com, the password is 12345, and let's press register button. What we get in the result? Okay, so we faced with an access error, registration.jsx. okay, so now let's move. Just come here to our frontend registration. It will be bolded, localhost 3001, register, name, email, and password. Yeah, the problem is with the connection. Okay, with this connection string, it means that instead of writing localhost, we should write the IP address 127.0.0.1. okay, we should write this IP address instead of that. Okay, so now let's check it again. Just come here and press register. See, we got the user. Okay, it means the record has inserted successfully. Now let's move to our MongoDB compass and refresh it. See, school students. Okay, in that we have this first record. So we have registered successfully. Okay, so now when you want to register a user successfully, we should move directly to the login page. Okay, so for that we will use React router DOM. Okay, just come here, close the terminal, and we will move to back to our front end to the app.jsx. Here I will import the React router DOM. Okay, import browser router routes and route from React router DOM. React router DOM. Why it is not importing? Yeah, this is from, not from. Yeah, that is okay. Let's save it and let's use it now. Here I will use browser router, and then we will use routes, and here we will use route. path is equal to register. It means that yeah, register and the element is equal to with the registration. That is okay. And also let's create our home page. We will create a separate component for home. Okay, just route path is equal to slash element is equal to we will create first of all home component. Just come here, home.jsx fce, and this is home, and let's import it there. Home, that has imported. Now let's create same like this for login. This would be login and the element would be login. Let's create that. Login.jsx, save it, and now let's import it there. Login, that has imported. One another component would be for just protected routes. Okay, for example, dashboard. The dashboard should be protected. Just the authenticated user, it means those who are logged in, those users can access the dashboard. Let's create one another component, dashboard.jsx. See, save it. So we did it. Okay, so now just come here to the dashboard, to the registration. Okay, so whenever we successfully register a record, so there we will move to the login page. Okay, so for that we will use navigate. Okay, let's create an instance of navigate is equal to use navigate hook. Okay, from React Outer down, it has imported. See, and here we will use that navigate slash login. Now let's move to the login. Okay, so to create the login page, just come here. We will create the design of the login page. Okay, the design is the same as the registration, but in the login we will have just email and password field. What I will do, let's copy the whole code. Copy this whole code and come here to the login, and I will paste it here. After pasting it, I will change it to the login and change this to the register. So just a button, and don't have account like this. And here let's remove the name field. Yeah, I will just remove this name field. We have just two fields. Okay, email and password. Also let's copy the code. Yeah, this code. Okay, because we need to implement something like this. The same thing we want to implement in the login page also. We would like to store the data and pass the data to the server side. Just let's remove the name field, and here we have the let's first of all copy this whole thing, Control C, save it. Okay, yeah, the email and password, we would like to store these data, and here inside the handle submit. Okay, whenever we press the submit button, it means that we insert the record login. Whenever we insert the record, just come here, we paste with the that is React has already been declared. Just come here, here we have twice the React. Let's save it. Let's move slash to the login. See, in the login, whenever we enter email and password, we will pass the data to the server side, and there we will write the endpoint for the login. Okay, just come here, whenever we press the handle submit, and the whenever we press the submit button, so we will call this handle submit function. There we will now call, instead of register, login, okay, to log in the system, and we will pass email and password. Okay, so here we will return console.log just response.data, what we are returning, and close this. Right now I will comment this line. Okay, yeah, now let's create this login route endpoint. Okay, in the index.js, here app.post /login get a request and response. So here first of all we will extract the email and password, request.body. After distracting these, so now we will use student model again dot find one, and we will pass the email to that. Okay, dot then we'll get a user app user. So what it will do, it will find a record based on the email. If that was existed, it will run this query based on email. If the user was existed, so okay, else we will return response.json no record, for example, no record existed. The same thing we can do for the registration. Okay, first of all we will check if the email was registered, so then we will return a message that this user is already registered with us. Okay, the same thing we can do for registration also. So find one by email. If the user was existed, what we will do then, we should check the password also. Okay, so before checking the password, let's first of all console the user. Okay, console.log user, I will print it here. And also instead of this I will just console.log no record, we'll do something like that. Okay, and here .catch error, if there was any error, console response.json error. Or instead of this we can response.json, we can return the user. Okay, and also here we will response.json no record. Let's first of all check it. Okay, first of all let's move to the browser and let's move to the console. On the console I will check just the result. Okay, we have yusuf@gmail.com 345. Let's press the login. See, we got this record. Okay, it means that based on this email there is a record. But if I write a wrong email and press login, see, no record existed. Okay, so now we will check the password also. Okay, if the user was existed, so then I will check the password. If user.password was equal to with the password that we distracted from the body, if these two are equal, so then we will just generate two tokens right now. Okay, the first one is the access token and the second one is the refresh token. Okay, we will use JSON Web Token. Okay, this package JWT. So let's do it. Const access token is equal to JWT.sign. First of all, to this sign method we will just insert the payload. Okay, the data that you would like to store. I will just store the email. That would be like email. Okay, I will store the email, and after the payload, so then we will write here secret key. Okay, the secret key we should write it inside .env file. Okay, and the second option is that it should be at least 32 character, or it should be 180 characters. Okay, unique characters, no one should know about this. Okay, this secret key I will right now, for just for the learning purpose, I will simply write JWT access token secret key. Okay, I will simply write like this. And finally, at the last step, the optional properties are that I will add the expiration. Okay, in which how many minutes are, as we say that the access token has a short time, so we will just expires in, we will add, for example, 1 minute. I will just add 1 minute. Okay, then I will show you when it expires. I will show you. Okay, it will just expire in 1 minute. Select this and Alt Shift down arrow key. It will take a copy of that, and this is refresh token with us. So here again we will store the email, and this is these two, the access and refresh token, this secret key should be different. Okay, so here I will add a refresh token. Refresh token secret key expires in 5 minutes. Okay, it will expire in 5 minutes right now. The time of this is days and weeks, even for months, but just for the learning purpose I will show you when it expires the result of that. Okay, because I entered the 5-minute expiration date for it. And after that, what we will do now, for the storing of this these access tokens, the people use different. Okay, some people, developer use the a local storage for access token, and the cookies or sessions. Okay, and for the refresh token, the people prefer to store in the database or store in HTTP only cookie. But in this video I will store both the access and refresh token in the cookies, HTTP only cookies. Okay, that we cannot read through JavaScript. I think the preferred way is that to store inside the refresh token, because that is for the long time. We should store that in the database, and we should just store the ID of refresh token. We can generate an ID and we will store that inside the database for the security purpose, but that will be a separate video. But in this video we will store them in the cookies, HTTP only. Okay, it is also a secure way. Okay, because we cannot read, the hacker cannot read it through JavaScript. So let's do it. We will use response.cookie and we will name it access token, and the value will be access token. After that, the optional properties are like max age. For this would be like 60,000. Okay, this is in millisecond. We should write the value of this max age in millisecond. Okay, and let's take a copy of this, and this is a refresh token. Refresh token, refresh token, and max age of it is 3 lakh. And this other properties are like HTTP only, true, secure, true, and same site, strict. Okay, we have added these properties that we can, this is just HTTP only, we can access just through HTTP, we cannot access through JavaScript. So after storing these tokens, so now let's move and response.json, we will return this just successfully succeeded. Okay, succeeded, login successful. Yeah, everything is okay. Yeah, so now let's move. Okay, back here and let's press login. So no record right now. Let's insert a correct email, and also I will show you now the cookies. Okay, there is no cookies with us. Let's check it. See, cookies, localhost, we don't have any cookies right now. Let's log in now. Login, and let's write a correct email. Press login. So let's move to the console. What happened? Login successful, but let's check the cookies. Application, no, the cookies, yeah, to store the cookies. So yeah, for that now I will handle that errors. So the error is, first of all, we should add the options. Okay, just come here, we should handle now the cars. Come here to the cars. Origin is that our frontend URL we should add here. This URL, copy, Control V. After adding it, and also we should add credentials true. Okay, credentials true. What else we should do? And let's check it. Okay, let's first of all, let's now log in. Again, the cookies are not stored. For that, let's move to the login, and here I will just add access dot defaults dot with credentials dot with credentials is equal to true. Store it, save it, and let's check it now. I'm just showing to you, okay, step by step. Let's press again login button. See, now the error has solved and we store the cookies successfully. Okay, refresh token and access token, we have these two tokens. So this access token will expire after 1 minute. Okay, when I will pause the video for 1 minute, then I will show you. So now let's check it. Okay, let's come here back. See, the access token has gone. We have just the refresh token. It will also expire after 5 minutes. So after logging successfully, we should move back to our home page. Okay, or we should move to the dashboard. Okay, so to create the dashboard, that should be protected. Okay, to the dashboard, who should access the dashboard? Just the authenticated users. If we had roles in this, if we have roles, for example admin and visitors, then just the admin should access the dashboard. Right now we should just protect the dashboard, and just the authenticated users should access that. Okay, just come here and we will create the dashboard right now. So first of all, let's return a wallet message from login. Okay, here I will just return response.json. Return response.json. Let's remove this and login true. Okay, and message, I will not return any message, but this should be in object. That is okay. Login true. Okay, in here I will return login false, comma, message, like this. So now let's check it there. So here we will handle that like echo response.data.login was true. So then we will navigate, we will directly move to /dashboard. Else we will navigate it back to home page. Okay, to move to home page. So now let's move to the dashboard. Okay, so in the dashboard, what we will do in the dashboard, we will call use effect. Okay, first of all I will change this h2, and here I will use effect hook. Okay, to render at the first start. Here in the let's use access dot git /http localhost 3001 /dashboard. Then we will get a response. Right now I will just console.log the response, .catch there was any error, console.log the error. Save it, and now let's move to create the dashboard. Come here to the index.js, app.get /dashboard request response. Return response.json, valid true, message authorized. That is okay. Okay, so here now we will create a middleware. Okay, so whenever we come here to the dashboard, route here endpoint, so we will create a middleware. We will call that. Okay, if that was an authorized user with us, so then it will be allowed to access this dashboard. Okay, this whatever we have written here, so he can access the dashboard. Okay, but if it was not authorized, it means if there was no tokens, so then we will just say it is unauthorized with us. Okay, so now let's create the middleware. Const verify, for example, user is equal to request response, and next. The next is we will I will show you it what is the job of next. So here first of all, in the verify user, what we will do, we will just point if the token was existed with us, so then we will let us. Okay, so first we will check the tokens, the existence of tokens. So const access token is equal to request dot cookies dot access token. We have stored like this. Okay, the name of that was access token. Okay, now if the access token was existed, so let's check it. Echo not access token. If the access token was not existed, then what we should do? Okay, so I will implement that logic. Okay, to renew, refresh the token later, but first of all I will implement the logic of if the access token was existed. So then if the access token was existed, I will verify it using JWT.verify, and here first of all I will write access token, then I will just write my secret key. Okay, the secret key was JWT access, and then secret key. This was the secret key, and after that we will get an error or decoded value. Echo error, if there was an error, so what we will do, we will just return response.json valid false message invalid token. Else if there was no error, it means it was okay, the access token. So then we will call next. Before calling, I will just request dot email is equal to with decoded dot email. This decoded is the payload, okay, that we have stored. Decoded dot email. Okay, and also here I will just next call the next. What is the job of next? Okay, so request dot email is equal to decoded dot email. So yeah, we should write curly braces, not this. Okay, so this decoded is the data that we have stored before. Okay, this value. Okay, thus email. Okay, that we have stored. And the next is that whenever we perform these all things, so what it will do next will directly call this. Okay, back it will come here and it will think it as valid. It is valid with us. Okay, it will come back to the dashboard and it will return. It will execute this code for us. Okay, So now if the access token was not available, it means if it was expired. So what we will do, so for that we will create a separate function. So the developer use different methods. Some people just whenever if that is expired, so they are returning a request back to the front end. Then from the front end they are calling back, and they are creating an endpoint here for the refresh to refresh the token and back, then return the result to the front end. But I will implement the logic here in the server side. I will create a separate function for that to renew a token. It means like this. Okay, let's implement it like this. I will create a separate function like const renew token. Okay, is equal to, I will pass request in response to that function. And there in this renew function, what I will do, first of all, I will check the refresh, the existence of a refresh token. So for that we will implement something like this. Okay, just I will copy this code and I will paste it here. First of all, I will check the refresh token. Okay, just come here, refresh token, and this is refresh token with us. Refresh token. If let's copy this, paste it. If the refresh token was not available, then what we will do, return response.json, a message in object valid false, and message would be in no refresh token. Else if that was existed, then I will verify it instead of access refresh secret key error decoded. If error, then I will return false invalid refresh token. Okay, else if that was okay, the refresh token, then I will generate a new token, access token, and I will store that inside the cookies. We will do something like this. Okay, just come here as we did before in the login. First of all, I will just generate a new access token here. Okay, then I will store it inside the cookies. Control C. After storing that inside the cookies, then I will return the result back to this function. Okay, where I am calling the renew token function. So I will just create a variable here, let exist. Okay, exist is equal to, by default value is false. I will make this value true when we generate a new token. Okay, so here in the else area, I will assign exist is equal to true, and that last I will return exist. Okay, save it. What we did, so here if the access token was not available, then we will call this renew function. Okay, so let's do it. App renew token. Okay, if it returned true, I will pass request in response to that. If whenever we call this renew function, okay, we call this, for example, the access token is not available, we call this renew token function, and here we check the refresh token. If that was not, we will return to the front end this message. If that was available and if it was okay, then we will generate a new token, store inside the cookies, and we will assign true to exist, and we will return the exist. It means we will return true. If we return true, so then we will execute this function and we will call here next. Okay, because everything is okay, we generated a new token, we will call next and we will come here back to the dashboard. Okay, and the dashboard will return this message. Now let's check it. Okay, what happened? Let's move to here. Right now we don't have any cookies. Okay, for example, we would like to access the refresh token. Okay, whenever just come here to the dashboard. We would like to access the dashboard. Okay, so here whenever we return a result, so what we will do, okay, just come here. So here we will check now the result. Echo response.data.valid. If it was okay, it means we returned true. So what we will do, so let's create a variable, const message is equal to, sorry, we should just message is equal to use state, and here I will call that set message response.data.message. If it was not valid, what we will do, we will use navigate to move back to the home page or login page. Okay, const navigate is equal to use navigate hook from React Auto DOM, and let's move back to the home page. Okay, navigate / home page, and let's print the message like this. Save it. Now let's go back, refresh it. Right now we don't have any cookies. Let's log in .com 5, press login. See, okay, we have generated these 2 tokens and dashboard authorized. Okay, we have returned this message. Just come here with the dashboard, see authorized. We have returned valid true because right now we logged in and we have these 2 tokens. If we refresh it back, so we have right now both tokens. Okay, it will expire after 1 minute, the access token, and refresh token will expire after 5 minutes. So first of all I will try, okay, after 1 minute. Okay, now let's check the access token. See, we have the token is like this. Okay, at the end of the token we have E90. Okay, so after 1 minute then I will show you. E90 is at the end. So yeah, I think the access token has expired. Okay, right now we don't have the access token. Let's refresh it again. What happened? See, again authorized. Now the access token has not stored. The reason is that from the dashboard we should use this access. Okay, let's use access dot defaults dot with credentials is equal to true. Save it. Okay, so we will try it again. Okay, so I think I didn't use this verify. Yeah, we didn't use this verify user middleware. Okay, so let's call it. Sorry, we will use that here. Okay, let's save it now. Now we will check it. Okay, verify user. Now let's come here, and now let's move to the login back /login. So here I will just enter the credentials. And press login. See, we have 2 tokens, and right now we didn't see the message. There is no message. Come here to the console and we paste within error. Let's refresh it. So again, another problem is that we cannot access this access token, okay, from cookies, because we should use this cookie parser. Okay, so just come here, up.use cookie parser, and here also whenever we are generating a new token, here, where was that, the renew token. Okay, this is not, we cannot access directly the email, but we should write like, I think, yeah, decoded dot email, like this email. Save it, and now let's check it. Okay, what happened? Let's refresh it. We paste again with an error, so let's check it again. Where is the error? So I will just check the error. That is server side error. Access token is not defined. That is in index.js. Here, no access token. Yeah, that is refresh token. Okay, refresh token. We should check the refresh token. Okay, and Yeah, that is okay. Let's save it and let's check it again. We directly came to the home page because we don't have, let's check the application. We have just the refresh token. Okay, we have the refresh token. It means that it didn't generate it the we have the refresh token, but it didn't generate the access token for us. Come here to the console, no error. Server side, server is running okay, but the access token has not generated. This new refresh token has not generated for us. So let's check it once again from start. Let's move to the /login and we will log into the system.com 5 and let's press login. So we came directly to the home page. It means, yeah, we faced with an error. I will just print the error. Whenever we log in, we are result.data.login. If it was true, so then we should directly move to the dashboard. Okay, come here to the login page. Yeah, in the login, the login was okay. If user password was equal to password, we have generated the cookies. We have JSON.login true. We have returned this result. Let's console.log response. Okay, /login .com 5, press login. So we got this data. So the error was that we were writing the secret key wrong. Okay, in the index.js file here in the login endpoint, we have written JWT access token secret key, but there we were using just without token. Okay, here we should add the token also. Okay, token, and also the refresh key. Here we should add token, the refresh token. It was the error that we were facing with. And JWT, here is the access token. Okay, secret key here is okay, but in these two places we were facing with this error. Now let's move to the login page and we will check it. Come 1 2 3 4 5 and let's move to the cookies. Let's press login. So we have these two cookies and we are authorized. So now after 1 minute we will check it. Okay, this is the token, this is the access token with us. After 1 minute it will expire, then we will refresh it again. Okay, so at the end is this, just remember these characters. So let's check it. See, the access token has expired with us. We don't have access token right now. Let's refresh it. What happened? Refresh it. See, again we have the access token. It generated the access token for us again. Okay, so now let's check the value. See, a changed value for the access token. So now 5 minutes, after 5 minutes it will expire. Okay, it will expire the refresh token also. So then we will check again what happened. Okay, so let's see, the refresh token has expired or not. Yeah, expired. Both tokens has expired. Right now let's refresh again what happened. Okay, let's refresh it. See, we directly came to the home page because we are not authorized to access the dashboard. The dashboard is just for authorized user. We cannot access the dashboard. Again, if you would like to access dashboard, so we cannot access that. We will directly move to the home page. So it was all about that we implemented the access and refresh token. I hope this video was helpful for you. You have the code in the code link in the description. Okay, you can access the code and check the code and test with your own self. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, like the video and comment down. Thanks for watching.